What you are about to hear remained hidden for more than a decade. A case that authorities never closed. A name that disappeared from the radar. A man who crossed borders, erased his past, and lived quietly under a different identity until technology finally exposed what years of investigation could not. Stay until the end, because this story proves one thing very clearly. Time does not erase responsibility. Before we continue, subscribe now and activate notifications. Stories like this are not coincidence, they are patterns, and understanding them keeps you one step ahead. For years, investigators in Europe searched for a man linked to one of the most disturbing, unresolved cases in recent Spanish history. The incident involved a teenage girl, only 16 years old, whose sudden disappearance shook an entire country and left a family trapped in unanswered questions. What authorities did not know at the time was that the person they were looking for had already boarded a flight and vanished across the ocean. The day after the incident, the suspect left Spain and arrived in South America. There, he did something that seemed impossible. He obtained an official identification document under a different name, using the same biometric data, including fingerprints. On paper, he became someone else. To the system, he existed twice. For more than 15 years, he lived undisturbed. Different name, different birth data, different family records, a new life built on silence. While in Spain and across Europe, his original name remained on international alerts, in Peru he blended in as an ordinary citizen with no apparent record. The case refused to die. Family members never stopped pushing. Authorities never archived it, and eventually investigators turned to advanced technology. Using artificial intelligence, specialists created updated facial projections, estimating how the suspect might look after more than a decade on the run. These projections were quietly shared with international agencies. The breakthrough came when biometric systems were cross-checked. Thousands of records were filtered down, from thousands to dozens, from dozens to 3, and finally to 1. 2 legal identities appeared in the system, both active, both official, both tied to the same fingerprints, same biometric markers, same individual. One identity linked to Spain, the other registered in Peru. The conclusion was unavoidable. 15 years after disappearing, the man was located. When authorities approached him, there was no admission, only denial. He repeated the name he had used for years. He claimed confusion. He insisted on innocence. But fingerprints do not forget. Biometric data does not lie. Experts with decades of experience confirmed what technology had already revealed. The 2 identities belonged to the same person. The arrest marked the end of a long escape. The individual now faces an international process that will return him to the country where the case began. There, he will answer before a court for actions that permanently altered a family's life and left a scar on a nation's memory. During the identity hearing, he attempted to gain sympathy. He spoke about his present life, about family responsibilities, about how he felt treated, but none of that changed the facts. The second identity was officially erased, the record corrected, the past restored. This case is not just about one person. It's about persistence, about families who refuse to forget, about investigators who do not close files just because years pass, and about how modern tools are changing the way justice works across borders. For the family of the young girl at the center of this story, time never healed the absence, but accountability, even delayed, brings a form of closure. Authorities confirmed that the extradition process is already underway, and the suspect will remain in custody until it is completed. If you think stories like this matter, share this video, subscribe, stay informed. because behind every headline there is a system that either works or fails, and this time, after more than 15 years, it worked. Justice does not rush, but when it arrives, it remembers everything.